Good afternoon, everyone. We'll get started up now. So my name is Alyssa, and on behalf of Enersource Hydro Mississauga, Hydro One Brampton, and Partners in Project Green, I would like to welcome you to today's webinar. Before we start the webinar, I would like to run through a few logistics. So note that your lines have been muted. Please type your questions in the chat section as we go, and they will be answered at the very end of the presentation. If you come across any issues throughout the webinar, please send a direct message to myself, TRCA host, within the chat section. So let's begin. To start off, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to Enersource Hydro Mississauga and Hydro One Brampton. Enersource Hydro Mississauga is a diversified electricity distribution and energy services company focusing on quality of service through innovation and operational excellence, delivery of conservation programs and smart metering solutions, and serve over 200,000 homes and businesses. Hydro One Brampton is responsible for the safe and reliable delivery of electricity to their customers and continuing to accommodate new developments within their service area. They deliver service to more than 140,000 homes and businesses in the city of Brampton. Through these webinars, we hope to bring the latest technologies, programs, and tools to the comfort of your office while providing a format to ask questions that will help you discover the right solutions for your operations. Enersource Hydro Mississauga, Hydro One Brampton, and Partners in Project Green offer many resources to help companies along their journey to sustainability, and I encourage you to visit our website or get in touch with us after the webinar to learn more about our programs, trainings, and events. This afternoon, we are exploring the topic of LED lighting. So LED lighting can help your business realize best possible energy costs, improve payback, and capitalize on existing utility incentive programs. To introduce Save on Energy programs, please welcome Janice Hodgson, Energy Services Advisor at Hydro One Brampton. Janice has just under 10 years in her role where she acts as a key account manager to Brampton's largest users. Through the years, Janice has worked closely with key accounts and commercial and industrial customers to reduce their electrical consumption, improve power quality, and obtain incentive grants through third tranche funding. And now Ontario Power Authority's funding for equipment and process retrofits. Please welcome Janice. Ready? Yeah, Janice, over to you.
Hi there. Okay, so I guess you can, I assume you can hear me okay. So thanks for the introduction, and my name is Janice, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview here for a few minutes about conservation programs that are available through Hydro One Brampton, as well as Enersource, as well as any other service territory. So these are Ontario Power Authority design of this these programs that were to run from 2011 to the end of 2014. However, they will be extending into 2015 and beyond as well. So they are provincial-wide programs, and I'll just do a quick rundown here. In the commercial and institutional section of the incentives program, so all of these programs are incentives for you as a company to reduce your consumption as well as demand. So any type of project that's going to reduce your electricity bill, normally we can also fit it into one of the programs that you can get an incentive to do a project. So it just makes your payback that much shorter, gives you a little bit more money to convince others maybe in your organization as well to approve a project. So the direct install lighting program was designed for small businesses. Small businesses means 50 kilowatts on average per month and under. So this program is 100% turnkey, and we will have an assessor come in and assess your lighting and replace up to $1,500 worth of lighting, and they'll do all the replacement, all the assessment, and all the lights are covered under that $1,500, so it doesn't cost you anything. But you can combine it if that $1,500 doesn't cover your whole building. You can combine the program with the retrofit incentive initiative, which I will get to as well. The next program, New Construction High Performance. So this is a program that has been running since 2011, and it's focused on new construction. So new construction of buildings, if you decide to design and upgrade to energy efficient products instead of the standard building code, they'll run your building through a simulation model and determine how much your building is going to save in the lifetime, and then an incentive is offered through that as well. The Energy Audit Initiative, this is a program to help you get started. You can get an incentive just for the audit itself, the audit report. So if you have a company that can walk around and give you an overview of your entire building and pick out the ways that you, or projects that you could potentially do to save on your electrical consumption. And this program also, you can do individual studies. So if you wanted to do a study just on your compressor and have somebody write a report telling you what you could potentially do to improve your the compressor system, there's an incentive for that. So the audit program covers most types of audits, and that's just for a basic audit what that program is designed for. The Electricity Retrofit Incentive Initiative is the main program, and that offers you a dollar amount. So there's different ways of applying, but basically it's an incentive for any type of energy saving product. So there's a list of prescriptive worksheets where a dollar amount per type of equipment is already listed for you, and then there's also incentives for reducing your kilowatt hours over the annual estimate, as well as your demand. If you're reducing demand between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., then there's a different way of calculating the incentives basically for that. So that's a very, very popular program, and lots of applications go through all the time for that. And I'm sure in every service area, utilities are busy processing those applications. And the next program is the industrial program. So under the Process and Systems Upgrade Initiative, so PSUI is what we often call it, there are various incentives, and this one is designed for a larger business if you're wanting to do a whole system redesign. There are also funding just for doing preliminary engineering studies as well as detailed engineering studies, up to $35,000 for preliminary engineering study and $50,000 for detailed engineering study. So this is to have a little, go into some detail with analyzing a potential large system in your industry or in your factory, manufacturing facility, so any type of business really. So that's just an overview of the main programs we have available, and we're always here for you to contact anytime you have questions about any of these programs, even if it's just an idea about a program or about a potential project at your facility within Brampton. We can help you determine what the savings might be as well, and we have some metering tools and a lot of expertise here that we can help you get started on projects, as well as filling out applications. So my contact information is there, as well as Enersource if your facility is within Mississauga. So feel free to contact us anytime. We're always happy to help with new projects.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Janice. And just for everyone who's on the line, Janice and Nishat from Enersource will be joining us at the end of the webinar to take your questions, which you can type in the chat section below. So thanks again, Janice. So now on to our main speaker. So today we have with us Ed Evans from Osram, Sylvania. He's their LED National Account Manager, ED is a recognized leader in the lighting industry in regards to energy-efficient, sustainable lighting solutions with a focus on new LED products and technologies. ED is responsible for supporting Canada's institutional, commercial, and retail customers transition to LED and ensure that best possible payback, ROI, incentives, and sustainability benefits are achieved. ED has managed hundreds of energy-efficient lighting projects which have resulted in savings of many megawatts of electricity and millions of dollars in cost savings. At home, Ed lives in a LEED Platinum home, part of one of Canada's first LEED Platinum neighborhoods he has helped to champion as a community volunteer. So please welcome Ed.
Thanks very much, Alyssa, and good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to begin our presentation with a couple of quick thank yous to Hydro One Brampton, Enersource, and Partners in Project Green for organizing this webinar, and to Hydro One and Enersource's conservation teams for your great support and the significant energy conservation incentives you provide, particularly for important new energy-efficient products and technologies such as LED. We're excited to be speaking to one of the most sustainable energy conservation measures possible today, LED lighting, which also achieves some of the best energy savings, return on investment, payback, bang for your buck of any green conservation measure. And thanks very much to all of you for investing your time here with us today. We know how busy you are, and our commitment is to provide you with valuable information regarding this exciting new LED lighting and energy conservation opportunity, including case studies of some of the most energy efficient and sustainable lighting systems in Canada today. We'll review the key information for an LED action plan, specifically how to achieve the greatest electricity dollar cost savings, maintenance savings, best possible light quality and performance, and the business case for that best possible payback and return on investment for LED in your facility by maximizing the use of Hydro One Brampton and Enersource's Save on Energy incentives for LED lighting. So we'll look at LED case studies to examine LED technology benefits and risks, the current LED market, the costs, payback, and incentives for specific new LED products with a focus on the LED lamps utilized in the case studies, and again, a focus on the products that provide you with the best paybacks and the best bang for your buck. And we'll begin with a quick 1-minute introduction as to who we are at Osram Sylvania. Osram Sylvania is one of the 2 largest lighting manufacturers globally, and we're the NAFTA and Canadian leader in the commercial sector. In regards to our market position for LED, we're one of the 2 largest manufacturers globally of LED, and this past year we manufactured over 10 billion LED chips. We've been working with LED for over 30 years. In Canada, Osram Sylvania is one of the largest drivers of electricity conservation projects. So now, before we look at the specific breakthroughs in LED retrofit lamps that replace incandescent and halogen, and the many other new LED products and fixtures, we'll take a quick look at the current lighting market. Here are the major trends in the global lighting market 2010 through 2020. And Canada, driven by the tremendous incentives in regions such as Ontario, tends to be at the forefront of these global trends. This data is from an independent McKinsey report based on input from leading global lighting engineers and manufacturers. And it helps to explain why new LED lighting products can achieve some of the greatest energy cost savings, best payback ROI of any measure in the market. Please note the LED or blue area at the top of the chart. In 2014, LED now comprises approximately 20% of the general lighting market. And the general lighting market is the market we refer to all the buildings that we work and live in. As you can see in the chart, center left there for 2014, it actually appears that the overall market is well over 20% comprised of LED, which is very much the case because this comprises all LED markets, including the automotive market, which was the first market to really take off for LED. And now, of course, the automotive sector, LED is the predominant light source in the automotive sector. So it skews the market upwards, but current market use in Canada, about 20% of all lighting is LED. However, within 4 to 5 years, well over 50% of all lighting globally, and Canada is actually a little bit ahead of this trend, particularly in Ontario, driven by the very excellent incentives for LED lighting, is projected to be installed LED. Within 7 to 10 years, over 70% of all installed lighting, particularly in commercial buildings in Ontario, will be LED. And this is driven entirely by the business case, entirely based on the percentage energy savings and the return on investment. The reason is this chart shows LED market growth, but it also reflects the increased efficiency of LED and the significant growth of opportunities for energy cost savings across a very, very wide range of lighting applications. It also reflects the significant decrease that's occurred in LED costs for better ROI and the very significant incentives in many markets globally, particularly in the market of Ontario that has some of the best LED incentives in North America. It's all about the relative efficiencies, or the lumens per watt, the LPW, the miles per gallon of our industry. The chart shows rapid LED growth now, as LED lamp sales have exploded due to the relative efficiency of now up to 70 to 80 lumens per watt for LED lamps versus only 5 to 40 LPW for incandescent and halogen lamps. And now in many LED products, efficiency is greater than 100 lumens per watt. It's in the process now of surpassing most every other lighting technology in regards to its efficiency and also its very long life. Particularly notable today is the new LED T8 tube products at well over 105 lumens per watt that have surpassed even the basic energy efficient workhorse of T8 fluorescent lighting systems. The traditional T8 lighting system, the 4-foot fluorescent tubes that we're all familiar with, generally a 32-watt fluorescent system, is in the 70 to 80 lumen per watt range. So now with LED T8 tubes at over 150 lumens per watt, this will become one of the great new drivers of this curve, this hockey stick curve going upwards, and a great driver for energy savings for every building type in the province of Ontario. In the next couple of slides, we'll take a look at the specific energy savings, the specific costs of LED products, the specific dollar incentives per product, and also show you calculations for payback for these various LED products to help you identify the best LED products and energy savings and return on investment for your facilities. Before we get into the specific LED product, case studies, and incentive payback information, here's the key reasons why LED is a big game changer for energy efficiency and sustainability for lighting. Regarding sustainability, LEDs are free of hazardous material. In particular, they contain no mercury. And mercury in energy efficient lighting has been one of the big headaches for our industry and for the utilities, as most of the current energy efficient lighting workhorses, T8 fluorescent lamps, T8, T5 fluorescent lamps, compact fluorescents, all contain trace elements of mercury in order to illuminate properly. However, all of this goes away. All of that nasty issue with toxic substances in lighting goes away with this terrific transition to LED. The 10 to 20 times longer LED lamp life versus incandescent and halogen means much less lighting going into landfill. LED lamps use 75% less energy than incandescent and halogen, so energy savings very significant. And with the range of lighting, LED lighting products we'll be taking a look at, generally most every application we'll be looking at, you're looking at savings at least 35 to 50%. Generally the most significant savings take place with the LED lamps, but with some other LED applications you can also achieve up to a 50% energy savings. As LEDs emit less heat, air conditioning loads are lessened. An LED lamp and other LED retrofit products utilize your existing fixtures that are already installed. So that again reduces the amount of old lighting product going into landfill. So the reason why the LED market has now exploded these past 2 to 3 years is due to this range of rapid market uptake of these LED plug-and-play retrofit lamps, which provide the greatest percentage energy savings, often at over 75% plus, which drives an excellent payback and return on investment. By utilizing the incentives in Ontario, a payback of less than 6 months and less is now typical based on standard commercial building operating hours in the 3,500-hour range per year, as we'll see in the case studies over the next several slides. And these high-quality LED lamps have achieved the same high quality of light and light levels when compared to incandescent, halogen, and other traditional lighting applications. All of them have a rated life of at least 10 times to up to 20 times greater than the typical inefficient incandescent and halogen lamps that they're replacing. Therefore, there's now a highly viable and compelling business case to replace all remaining incandescent and halogen lighting, particularly in all commercial buildings, as this is now proven to be one of the best possible energy-saving, return on investment, green, sustainable measures you can undertake in your building today. Just over the past several months, most major LED manufacturers have brought a new and more efficient and lower cost generation of LED lamps to the market, all ideal for office, institutional, retail, and most commercial building applications. Because of this tremendous explosion of demand, new manufacturing capabilities have come online, significant economies of scale are kicking in, so we're seeing a very significant drop in the price of LED lamps over the past 3 to 6 months. Here's a look at some of the new styles of LED lamps that are out in the market. You can see the picture there, top left of the screen. No longer are you seeing the really obvious heat sinks on the outside. It's a much more sophisticated heat sink thermal management process. The lamps now have more of a sleek look. Also with these new manufacturing processes, much, much lighter weight LED lamps that work a lot better in a lot of applications such as track lighting. They've all got the same long life. Generally, all of these products are in the 25,000 to 50,000 hour range. All have the same high performance. They're all targeted and designed to have the same color rendering index and the same light levels as the traditional light sources they're replacing. This new generation of lamps also is particularly reliable and very robust, as long as the work that we've seen in the market, the percentage failure rate of these products well over 1% over rated life. Yeah. So here's a snapshot of the typical payback for a typical LED lamp. In this case, we've chosen the 10-watt LED par 30 lamp when replacing a 65, or you can even replace up to a 75-watt incandescent or halogen. But although these payback numbers, these energy-saving numbers seem very dramatic, we've actually done our best to be very, very conservative with these numbers. And it's very straightforward calculations we've used here. So on the left of the chart, you see a snapshot of an existing installation where there are 100 times 65-watt par 30 halogen lamps. On the right-hand side, you'll see how they're being replaced with that 10-watt LED par 30. And this is actually the first step in the LED action plan we can facilitate for you at your facilities at no cost, the one that Janice was referring to earlier. Although what we do for Partners in Project Green and the utilities that we work with is we'll come either ourselves or with a team of partners that we have, and we'll conduct these site assessments, reviewing your existing lighting, determining where the best LED opportunity energy savings are, and we'll do this entire process at no cost and no obligation to help you through the process. So we take a look at your existing lighting, assess it for existing electricity loads, then recommend the best new LED specification, provide you with the capital cost, do all the calculations for energy savings per socket and per application lighting type, do all of your incentive calculations, and then, of course, calculate your payback, your dollar cost savings, and your return on investments. And as you can see here, with these new lower prices, the results are surprisingly dramatic. For typical commercial building operating hours of 3,500 hours per year, the payback, based on receiving the Save on Energy incentive, is less than 2 months. So now, with the cost of an LED PAR 30 coming in under $20 per lamp, and with the Save on Energy ERE incentive that Janice was referring to of $14 per lamp, the net cost of the lamp is now under $5. With annual energy savings of over $25 a lamp at those operating hours, and additional annual cost savings for lamp replacements and labor to change the light bulbs, because, of course, with your existing incandescent or halogen lighting, the total lifespan of those products is no more than 2,000 to 3,000 hours a year, so that at this point, based on typical commercial operating hours, you're generally replacing all your halogen MR16s, your PAR lamps, and all those lamps throughout your building once a year. The costs of those products are generally in the $3, $4, $5 range. The market cost to change a light bulb is in the $3 to $4 range. So in addition to those energy savings, you're saving about $7 a socket because you're no longer having to replace new light bulbs every year. You're no longer having to pay someone on your team or have someone come in and do that labor for you. So your annual savings per socket is over $32 per year based on a $4.50 investment. That's a 700% annual return on your investment. And this is now typical for most every type of LED PAR lamp, BR lamp, and A-shaped lamp throughout your facility. For every dollar you invest, it pays for itself in less than 2 months. One of the only exceptions to that rule is replacing the 50-watt MR16 halogen lamp with the now equivalent 7-watt LED MR16, but the payback generally at 3,500 hours is still under 6 months. So here's a look at the new LED lamps that replace a traditional incandescent 60-watt or 100-watt light bulb. They replicate the light quality, the light levels, and provide the same high-quality, similar omnidirectional type of light as the good old, now very out-of-date 60-watt incandescent light bulb. And with these new LED lamps, you're generally looking at energy savings at over 80% across the board, for whatever type of existing incandescent and halogen you have. These new LED A lamps are now generally available at a cost just under $10, even for the higher quality product. And with a Save on Energy incentive available from Enersource or Hydro One Brampton of $6.50, the net cost of these lamps is now under $5, driving these incredible paybacks. So again, we're seeing a similar amazing payback achieved with all of this family of LED lamps. For example, when you replace any remaining 60-watt incandescent light bulbs that you have with the new 11-watt LED A lamp, again for those typical 3,500 hours per year that commercial buildings generally operate their lighting for, with the incentive, the payback, again, is well under 2 months. And that's accounting for the annual electricity savings of $20 a socket and the total annual savings of that lamp replacement cost and the maintenance savings. You've got a total annual savings of over $26 per socket. So now, with these new lower LED prices, clearly, with these paybacks now on most every type of LED lamp from 6 months down to 2 months or less, based on the operating hours and based on achieving the maximum incentives from Enersource and Hydro One Brampton, with products lasting 10 to 20 times the longer life of the traditional lighting, there's now a very compelling business case to drive a program for your facility to identify and replace any remaining incandescent and halogen lighting in your facility's lobbies, corridors, and meeting rooms. And I specifically mentioned some of those areas. They're great places to hunt. A lot of people think they may have already taken out a lot of their halogen or incandescent, replaced it with compact fluorescent. But in those sockets, in the boardrooms, in the meeting rooms, in the lobbies, various areas where you wanted to have a particularly high quality of light and where you also required dimming, that because compact fluorescents have never performed very well as far as dimming capabilities go, that chances are you've still got MR16s, various type of par halogen or other type of incandescent lighting remaining in those spaces where you require dimming. So we're very keen to help you embark on a program. All of those incandescent and halogens, even where dimming was required, can now be replaced by these new fully dimmable LED lamps. And it's important to understand that energy savings are not the only benefits of LED. New, good quality LED lighting also provides full equivalent light levels and excellent light quality. The McMichael Art Gallery project is a great regional case study that you can visit that demonstrates both the great energy savings and this high quality LED lighting. It's actually quite amazing to see the LED lighting up the Canadian Treasures, the Group of 7 collection there at the McMichael. And of course, there's no facility where quality of light is more important than a leading public art gallery. And interestingly, there's no sector where we're seeing a greater uptake in LED than major art galleries and museums. Currently, we're even converting the lighting in the Sistine Chapel to LED, and numerous public art galleries and museums are converting their lighting to LED to achieve the great energy savings, payback, and ROI, but it's because they've conducted very rigorous tests over the past several years, and they've satisfied themselves, they've demonstrated that good quality LED lighting can provide the same light quality and the same light levels as your existing quality traditional lighting. Same for the retail sector. Here's the case study for Sears Canada. Sears is the largest LED project in Canada to date, where over 100,000 traditional halogen and incandescent light bulbs were replaced primarily with LED par 38 15-watt LED lamps in all of the track lighting in all Sears stores across Canada. Many leading retailers from North America, from the Bay, JCPenney's, Macy's, have now replaced all of their existing halogen and incandescent lighting with LED. As lighting is critical to retail success, these retailers conducted very careful studies over the past 3 to 5 years, and based on competitive head-to-head tests, LED versus traditional technologies, many of the retailers we work with have also actually done customer surveys where they've had their customers come through, offer them gift certificates, and participate in surveys to explain what they perceive the differences between the LED lighting and the traditional lighting. Almost all of the surveys that we've seen, surprisingly, for high quality LED lighting, the customers are actually preferring the appearance of the high quality LED light. So this all reinforces our first call to action here, and this covers our section pretty much with the LED lamps. We'll move on now to fixtures and some other issues with LED, but certainly we want to urge you that now's the time to commit to a program. No better time with LED prices being down, with incentives at their peak, to commit to a program to identify and replace any remaining incandescent and halogen lighting in your facility's lobbies, corridors, meeting rooms, throughout your facility. The Canadian government has even introduced a ban to phase out these inefficient incandescent lighting products. So we want to help you, and we want to help you make the business case that it makes sense to transition directly from inefficient incandescent and halogen directly to LED lighting based on this high quality light performance, the incentives provided by the utilities that drive this outstanding payback and return on investment. And we're very excited to be showing this new game-changing LED product. these new LED T8 tubes are a very significant energy and cost-saving retrofit innovation. What makes these new LED products innovative, important, and safe is that they operate directly off the existing T8 fluorescent instant start electronic ballasts, and they provide a 35% energy savings when compared to the typical 4-foot, 32-watt fluorescent tube systems. So no longer any ballast change required. You don't need to install a dedicated LED power supply replacement. There is no wiring involved. Again, this is now a simple fluorescent tube to LED T8 tube relamp, a simple plug-and-play replacement. No need to touch the fixture's wiring or change any of the components. When operated on a normal ballast factor fluorescent ballast, these T8 LED tubes deliver 2,000 lumens, and they're designed to provide optimized light distribution. They're shatterproof products, and they have a rated life of 50,000 hours. So it now becomes a great opportunity for a wide range of applications from offices, institutional buildings, high bay applications in warehouse, manufacturing, parking garages, certainly coolers, freezer cases, to tunnels. And now with this a much new lower cost for these new T8 LED tube type products, depending on operating hours, the paybacks for this LED product application is in the 2 to 5 year range. Very important to note here, it's critical to do a careful comparison and analysis regarding these T8 LED tube product types versus your existing 32-watt fluorescent lighting. There's a very wide range of this product type coming onto the market, and there's a very wide range in the quality, efficiency, and performance, in particularly the amount of light output for these various products coming to the market. The product we're looking at here is typically an 18 to 19 watt product that provides 2,000 lumens with a 150-degree beam angle. And it's very important to consider that your typical existing 32-watt, 4-foot T8 fluorescent system lamp is generally providing about 2,700 lumens or more. So a critical consideration here is to make sure you're achieving the required equivalent light levels to your existing fluorescent system. With this 150-degree T8 LED beam system, there's no wasted light. They operate extremely efficiently, and they achieve equivalent light levels to your existing up to 2,700 lumen 32-watt fluorescent T8 systems. So here again, the snapshot in regards to payback. These LED T8 tubes offer one of the greatest new sources of energy savings for any office, institutional building, warehouse, or other buildings because, of course, the primary light source in most of our buildings are those 4-foot, 32-watt T8 tubes. Particularly beneficial applications to look for and to maybe begin your LED T8 tube testing is with parking garages or certainly any 24/7 operation. The longer the operation, the better your payback is going to be. And with that 35% energy savings between the 32-watt T8 fluorescent and the 18-watt LED tube, with save on energy incentives, these 24/7 applications achieve a payback in the 2-year range. Another great and very common, very widespread opportunity for you in your facilities is taking a look at your pot lights. There are some really outstanding new LED replacement pot lights on the market, and certainly, as we've discussed, in any of your pot lights where you simply have screw-in bulbs like halogens or par lamps, you certainly can take a look at the very straightforward measure to replace them with the LED lamps. But now with this new LED pot light retrofit kit, you've got another range of options. These products tend to be as, and in some cases, the new ones are becoming even more efficient than some of the lamps. And it's now not only beginning to make sense to replacing your halogen and incandescent lighting, but these new LED products have become so efficient there's now a better delta of efficiency even when compared to compact fluorescent pot lights. So these new types of LED lighting, you're now able to achieve in the 20 to 30% efficiency range compared to most existing compact fluorescent systems. And of course, you've also got the benefit of the much longer LED life. As you can see here, this is a typical 50,000-hour LED product life. Most existing compact fluorescent pot light systems, the life range will generally be in the 10 to 12,000-hour range. So equally important to the information we're providing regarding the great benefit of high-quality LED products is an awareness of the importance of avoiding any risks in the current LED market. So many of you become well aware of the potential benefits of LED. They're very efficient compared to incandescent and halogen lighting and have now surpassed most other traditional lighting technologies in regards to efficiency. LED lamps have much longer life and therefore provide significant lamp replacement and maintenance savings. LED are the best environmentally sustainable lighting product on the market because we no longer have issues with hazardous substances in our lighting. And these new quality LED products provide that similar light quality and light levels to your traditional existing lighting. There's other benefits ranging from the fact that LEDs are shock resistant. They perform particularly well in the cold. However, the one great issue with LED product is that heat degrades the LED electronic components. And the result is in poorly designed, lower quality LED lamps and other types of LED products that don't have good thermal management design. All of these problems will occur. Lumen depreciation or rapid falling of light levels, color shift, and what we've seen happen is that you'll go from your nice, bright, warm white, and the colors will actually begin to shift back towards primary colors, green in particular, and we've seen this at numerous customer sites. There's many third-party reports of failed projects in the LED market reported by utilities and various quality manufacturers where light levels have fallen or this very significant lumen depreciation has occurred within 12 to 18 months of initial LED installation. And if an LED product has a rated life of 50,000 hours, that type of lumen depreciation or light loss or color shift certainly should not be occurring within the first 5 years of the LED's life. When you look at an LED lamp, you'll see the product is basically designed as a heat sink. And the reason for this is to move heat away from the back or the neck of the lamp. It's important to understand that LED technology turns our understanding of how lighting performs upside down. No longer do we have to have a halogen or incandescent light bulb burning a filament white hot. We don't have to use heat or higher levels of energy to excite the gases in a lighting product. That with LED, they've basically become its digital electronic light. So, for example, unlike a traditional light bulb where there's tremendous heat out the face of the product, with an LED lamp, there's very little heat out of the front, maybe just a little bit of warmth where the LED is situated at the front of the product. With LED lamps, most of the heat occurs in the neck of the lamp. And the reason for that is when the electrical current enters the lamp through the neck and passes through the power supply, resistance occurs, and therefore heat is generated. Very important to understand that if heat is allowed to build around the neck of the LED lamp, if heat is allowed to build around the power supply where the electronic components, the semiconductors are, it will irreparably degrade the electronic components in the LED product, and all of these issues will occur. So you're making a very significant investment in your LED project, and you want to ensure that your manufacturer and supplier has a strong track record of providing reliable, long-life lighting products in the Canadian market. Importantly, you want to make sure your manufacturer has a strong presence in the Canadian market with a track record of protecting the customer to ensure that optimum return on investment is achieved with your LED project. It's critical to carefully review your LED warranty and ensure that it's supported by a manufacturer with a strong presence in Canada and a track record for reliability in lighting. The good news regarding these quality and performance issues is that Energy Star has released stringent new criteria to protect the consumer regarding these issues. Please take a look at the chart here, the vertical column third from the left with the title Lifetime L70 Test. To achieve E-Star certification, a lamp is tested in an independent E-Star lab for a minimum of 3,000 hours and then on to a 6,000 hour test so that a 25,000 hour to 50,000 hour lumen depreciation curve can be calculated. It's critical to determine the LED lamp will maintain at least 70% of its original light levels over rated life. E-Star certification is required on LED lamps in order to be eligible for Save On Energy incentives in Ontario. And one of the most important questions to ask an LED supplier is, have their lamps passed Energy Star testing, and do they have current E-Star certification? Time is not permitted a detailed explanation of the technical operation of LED lighting. However, we're more than happy to explain further at a follow-up meeting. But this slide here, you can see the chart bottom right. It provides that technical explanation of LED life and how the issue of good thermal management design will protect life, make sure it's prolonged, make sure the lamp or the LED product is burning at proper temperatures. And this, of course, now becomes extremely important as we move into the exterior lighting applications where wattages are higher and the temperature of the LED product can burn at an even higher level. You want to make sure you're not experiencing those accelerated decrease in light levels. So to conclude here, we'll finish up with one of the most important new opportunities for LED applications, and that's exterior lighting. You can see a very wide range of different types of LED exterior products here. And again, the reason for the opportunity is there's that delta of the significant energy savings with these new exterior lighting products versus the existing traditional exterior lighting technologies. The efficiency of most of these new exterior lighting products now exceed that 100 lumens per watt, where traditional exterior lighting, for example, high-pressure sodium, the type of lighting we see in parking lots and street lights that has that yellowy golden hue, and metal halide that is primarily used in parking garages, pathway lighting, street lighting, all of that lighting tends to be much more efficient than 70 lumens per watt. With these new LED exterior lighting products being down, and with the OPA just in the process of bringing out some really exciting, significant new incentives, now these exterior lighting projects can be undertaken, and the paybacks are falling well under 5 years, well under 4 years. A lot of application opportunities, parking lots, pathways, parking garages. Certainly wall packs are a very big one, the type of lighting adhered to the exterior of your facilities. But with this type of application, it's critically important to make sure you're having a knowledgeable lighting professional assess your existing lighting, determine the light levels you've got currently, make sure that's where you want to be, and then advise the best new LED opportunities, the best applications to make sure you're achieving equivalent light levels. There's liability issues here. It's always safety first, so you want to make sure you're having that proper professional assessment, and with all of these products, you'll achieve very significant energy savings. As I say, that we're hearing that there's going to be very significant new incentives from the OPA and the utilities, the host utilities here within the coming weeks. So definitely stay close to the opportunities for exterior lighting. Just one very quick mention, also very important, when you've got your lighting professional advising you about LED applications, you want to make sure you're also taking into consideration lighting controls opportunities. LED lighting works very well with controls, and you've got all sorts of great opportunities from occupancy controls to smart time scheduling. So to conclude, with the new high-quality brand name LED products, there's all sorts of great news across a wide range of products. There's a very wide range of great opportunities for very significant energy savings and very significant electricity dollar cost savings. As we've seen, paybacks of 6 months down to even 2 months are typical when replacing any remaining halogen and incandescent lighting with this new generation of lower cost LED lamps as a result of that 75% energy savings, and again, in great part to the lamp replacement cost savings, the maintenance savings. But as Janice mentioned, these incentives that are offered by Hydro One Brampton and Enersource do a tremendous job of bringing your paybacks down to these amazing levels. There's now a very wide range of excellent LED fixtures for exterior lighting applications, and with these new incentives, the paybacks certainly don't reach the amazing levels of the lamps, but you're going to see paybacks now well under 4 years and possibly under 3 years with these new incentives that the utilities are bringing into the market. So critical to remember, this is still a relatively new technology, so work with a manufacturer and supplier that's recognized for protecting you with a strong LED warranty and track record. I often use the analogy that if you were in the market for a new hybrid or a fuel-efficient car, if you're a Ford person or a Toyota person, you'd stick with a manufacturer that you trust. And certainly something that always amazes me is that if you're making a significant LED investment, make sure it's a manufacturer that you've heard of. Make sure it's a manufacturer you can go on the web, do your due diligence, do your research. It's a new technology, tremendous opportunities, but you certainly want to make sure you're working with a good buyer beware policy. So on that note, we're looking forward to visiting your site to assist you in this process. We're more than happy to bring LED samples to sites. As we mentioned, we'll assist with all calculations for energy savings, costs, the benefits of LED, do your payback calculations, and in cooperation with the utilities, all of your incentive applications and process. So thanks very much for investing your time in our presentation this afternoon.
Well, and thank you to Ed for joining us this afternoon with such a great overview on how businesses can access some support to install LED lighting. So we actually have some time for questions, and I encourage you to type away. So we have Ed, who is available to answer questions, and then I'll also be unmuting Janice from Hydro One Brampton, as well as Scott from Enersource, to also answer any questions that you might have for the utilities. So hi, Janice and Nishat, are you guys there?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I think the first question might be for Ed, actually. So we had a question about comparing payback periods. So someone asked, aren't most people comparing to compact fluorescence T5s or T8s, and what do those paybacks look like?
Okay, it's something that, again, we can do an assessment for you. Paybacks relative to T8, as we saw in one of the charts, if it's a 24/7 application, the payback is quite good. It's 2 years. If the hours of operation are typical commercial hours of operation in the 3,500 hour to 4,000 hour range, the paybacks for LED versus fluorescent T8, they will tend to be in the 4 or 5 year range. In regards to T5, T5 tends to be a little bit more efficient, so your paybacks may not be as good. It's a very interesting comparison between compact fluorescents. Compact fluorescents vary quite a bit in their efficiencies. It depends on their age, and it depends whether it's a screw-based technology or if it operates off a power supply, off a ballast. So again, compact fluorescent technology is a relatively efficient technology, so your paybacks are not going to be great. It depends on how the incentives can be utilized. So again, very important to get a lighting professional, and certainly you can even email us. I've included my email with the presentation. We have a team of folks. If you want to send us some quantities, tell us the existing type, we can even give you an initial payback calculation over email. But we've got to get a little bit more information. What's the wattage of the existing product? What's your hours of operation? and we'd certainly be happy to generate those payback calculations for you.
Okay. So we actually have a bunch of questions, but I think we have time for about 2 more. So keep typing away, and if you have a question that doesn't get answered, I'll put you in touch with the speakers today who will be able to answer it. So the next question is, are there incentives for LED theater lighting as well? And I can expand on that as to what are the limits to the incentives as far as location and application.
Well, I could also let Janice and the utility folks answer this one, but certainly as far as LED lighting, Janice referred to the prescriptive worksheets, and there's not too much of a limit, as Janet said, that there's an incentive for pretty much every type of LED retrofit or replacement. There's a long list of specific prescriptive incentives where you get X number of dollars per product, but also, as Janice said, there's a general custom or engineered incentive where you receive a certain amount of dollars for every kilowatt hour or kilowatt load that you save. Specifically in regards to theater lighting, again, we just need a little bit more specific about what is the existing lighting. A lot of theaters will have par halogen, dimmable par halogen. So actually, theaters are a great target for LED lighting retrofits, depending on the specific type of lighting. So again, as Alyssa said, if we don't get a chance to answer all of your questions during the session, by all means, send them to us by email, and we'll make sure that all of your questions get addressed.
Perfect. Janice or Nishat, did you guys want to expand on that at all?
We do have incentive available for LED lighting, and if it's indoor lighting, we can pay 5 cents per kilowatt hour or $400 per kilowatt savings. Some of the spatial lighting, if it's a spatial lighting that customers are looking to install, they have to check with the requirement for DLC or Energy Star. That's one of the main thing I think people face when they're putting spatial design lighting. But if it's easily available and it meets all the criteria, we can pay incentive.
Okay, perfect. So the next question, and we'll probably wrap up after this, is how does LED lighting perform in refrigerated warehouse, so less than negative 30 degrees Celsius environments?
LED actually works as well, if not better, in the cold. So that's a perfect application for LED. Minus 30 should not be an issue. Again, it would depend on the specific product. Would want to take a look at the specs. But again, if it's a cold environment, it actually can help extend the life of LED product because it helps deal with that issue of thermal management design. So any refrigerated application is generally quite a good one for LED.
Okay, perfect. So maybe we'll take one more question and then end it from there. And then we have a few more that just came in. So once again, we'll make sure that we get in contact with you who asked the question to get that sorted out. So the next question is, what is the impact to the LED life for applications with repeat start-stop? For example, occupancy sensors and those types of situations.
As long as you've got a compatible control, LED actually, the degradation of LED for frequent stops and starts is not as significant as it is for different types of fluorescent. So not a significant issue if you're currently operating a fluorescent system or a halogen system, that there will actually be less impact on life, although it's very important. Almost all LED products on the back, there will be a compatibility list of the controls that is compatible with that particular LED product. So you just want to make sure whatever control system you have is compatible with the LED product you're looking at. But again, not a concern. LED responds as well, if not better, to frequent switching than the traditional technologies.
Perfect. Okay, so we're just at 2 p.m. now. I guess on behalf of Enersource Hydro Mississauga, Hydro One Brampton, and Partners in Project Green, we thank you for joining us as well as the speakers for being with us this afternoon and hope you found the information valuable. Once again, feel free to visit our website and learn more about the Save On Energy programs, or you can contact Janice, Nishat, Ed, or myself if you need more information. So thanks once again, and have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.